now? Are you working with, collaborating with any banks to get to that point?
Yeah, so crypto is many different things, right? There are crypto securities, which we believe there should be a robust market for that in the U.S. In fact, we acquired a broker-dealer license. It's still dormant right now, but we'd like to work with the SEC to activate that and create a healthy market structure to trade crypto securities. Now, of the 1,000 assets we've looked at Coinbase, 800 of them we've rejected. We don't think we have, maybe they're securities. 200 or so of them we have listed on our platform. We believe those are commodities. And so we're going to continue to build that piece of our business. We're regulated by the CFTC, for instance, and make sure we grow that piece as well. But crypto is many things. It's commodities, it's securities, it's stable coins, it's artwork, it's decentralized identity systems. And so it's tough for people to wrap their head around, but it's ultimately going to have many different regulations.
All right. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another episode of ShookFocuz. And we got some hotness to talk about again today. You already know we're talking about this project on the screen right now. Now, what I wanted you to get out of the beginning of the video, when we had the Coinbase CEO speaking, is that it don't sound to me like you can just get on Coinbase all willy-nilly. It sounds like Coinbase want to make sure your stuff is straight before you come through. Take your shoes off at the door when you're dealing with Coinbase. Right, that's what I heard out of that anyway. So, and let's see here. Wait, we got one more question before we get into this content today. Hold up. Let me see. Okay, Google. What is Aleph?
Here's the definition of Aleph, the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet.
All right, now to some of y'all that might mean something, and to some of y'all that might not. But either way, now that I got your attention, let's go ahead and get into this content. Now, first off, I want to give a shout out here on Twitter to V270K or V270,000. I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced, but I meant to actually do this video over a week ago, but I didn't get to it. But I was scrolling Twitter and I came across this tweet and it gave me a reminder to go back and check it out. Now, he listed the article that's on Decrypt Media, but for me, the one that was on Yahoo was just a little bit easier on the eyes, so we're gonna go ahead and check out the one on Yahoo. Let's get into this. So, Ubisoft continues Web3 push with Rabbids NFTs in the sandbox. That's right, and you thought they stopped. Let's get into this. Now, keep in mind, this article is from about a week and a half ago, so some of this is gonna be past tense, but just rock with your boy. We're gonna get there in the end. Ubisoft was the first major video game publisher to release in-game NFT items with Ghost Recon Breakpoint in December 2021. And while the reception was decidedly mixed, the firm has continued to make moves in the Web3 world. Its latest, today's launch of Rabbids NFT avatars for Ethereum metaverse game, The Sandbox. Now again, yeah, February 21st is when this article is from. Get some water. Now, I actually did a video covering those very NFTs, so you can go back and check that out. But the NFT release comes 1 year after Ubisoft initially announced plans to bring its popular Rabbids characters, which spun out of the classic Rayman game franchise, to the sandbox. Ubisoft began the sale today for users who had already been allowed to an allowed list, while the public sale will commence on Wednesday. So that should have already happened by now. Rabbids are from Rayman. I feel like I knew that, but I didn't know that. Anyway, Ubisoft is releasing 2,066 of the Rabbids avatars via Polygon. That's an Ethereum scaling network, with each NFT selling for 100 sand, so about $78 worth. As of this writing, as of that writing, or as of, y'all know what I mean. The drop is themed after the lunar year, given that 2023 is the year of the rabbit. and the Rabbids will feature various designs that will be unveiled to buyers this Friday. So then we had a tweet from the Sandbox. We are counting down to the Rabbids official avatar's public launch. It's almost time to shake things up in the metaverse. So go ahead and check that tweet out if you want to. On February 28th, then, the Sandbox will launch a Rabbids game world in the current open alpha test, so an alpha version of the game, which houses a limited number of playable experiences. The avatars are billed as a key to future utility in the Sandbox, including access to potential future drops. So, the Sandbox previously added Rabbids characters to its museum-like NFT Institute experience last summer, and released Rabbids-themed NFT items and accessories. Today's mint marks the first time that players can purchase Rabbids avatars for use in the game. However, why do you end a sentence with however, man? Anyway, Ubisoft, the studio behind the Assassin's Creed and Just Dance franchises, was one of the first major video game publishers to take note of Web3 and begin making moves around NFTs. The firm made a Minecraft-inspired NFT game prototype called Hashcraft in 2018, but the project was ultimately shelved. So not canceled, shelved. Still, Ubisoft expanded further into the crypto industry. So there's an article there for Hashcraft. Might come back and take a peek at that. In 2020, Ubisoft released a Rabbids-themed NFT experiment to benefit the charity UNICEF, letting users collect Rabbids and even steal them from other owners. The following year, Ubisoft and Web3 fantasy sports startup SoRare collaborated on One Shot League, a SoRare spinoff that utilized its existing Ethereum NFT soccer player cards. Now, SoRare, again, a project from the Ubisoft Entrepreneurs Lab. I'm telling you. let's keep it rolling here. Ubisoft has also supported NFT game projects like Axie Infinity and Nine Chronicles, and invested in firms like Metaverse investment firm Animoca Brands and game maker Horizon. You got some heat in here. The firm's launch of Tezos-based NFTs for the PC version of Ghost Recon Breakpoint was a turning point for the company's Web3 push, tying the assets into an existing traditional video game that did not have NFT functionality at launch. The Quartz NFTs, as Ubisoft branded them, let users collect and trade unique weapons and gear for the squad-based shooter. The launch proved controversial among gamers, however, many of them whom have been vocally opposed to NFTs due to scams in the crypto space, exorbitant prices for some assets, and what some see as another way for game publishers to extract money from players. Pause. As a gamer, let me say something here. This one was definitely the bigger problem of the two. Definitely more concerned about having to pay more money for all of the stuff that goes on with these games than we were about scams in the crypto space. Anyway, rant over. Let's keep going. The Ghost Recon implementation was relatively superficial, however, and Ubisoft gave away the NFTs for free, but they failed to create much secondary market demand. In April 2022, Ubisoft ended its broader post-launch support for the game, but said that it would use the Quartz platform for future games. It has yet to announce any further Quartz NFT projects. Last September, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot said in an interview that the firm was still in research mode with Web3 implementation, and said that the gaming giant should have made it clearer to players that Quartz was an experiment and a work in progress. It was both. And then there's a link to an article with that response from the CEO. Some gamers who are opposed to NFTs took that as a sign that Ubisoft was pulling out of the space. But the publisher has continued to make moves since. You thought they was done? It invested in Horizon and joined the Mythos Foundation last fall, and recently collaborated with cloud storage startup Aleph.IM to develop fully decentralized smart contracts which hold the code that powers decentralized dApps and NFT projects on Tezos. Rabbids NFTs are only the latest step in Ubisoft's continued Web3 expansion. This project was just listed in the same breaths as Tezos and Axie Infinity. So let's go ahead and take another look here at what's been going on with Aleph and why I find this project just so interesting. So we'll pause for a minute of laughter. Shout out to Crypto Believer, always coming through with the jokes. What normal people think after hearing you're a crypto investor. They got the daggone anonymous post going on. Now this, I think when I did that other video on the left, it was trading at like 25 cents. So I had actually done a couple trades on this project. I want to say I did a trade right in here somewhere between 28 and 30, 35. It was a quick trade. I only made like $100 on it, but it was a quick trade. But that was leading up to where we hit flat right here. Now this is when the Coinbase listing discussion was in talks. Before being listed, you want to try to show some kind of stability, and so I believe that's kind of what was going on here. But this ran on. This is wild to me, y'all. I'm not a chart guy, right? But I do reference charts to try to help me pick my buying points, so I don't buy in on a pump. Not financial advice, by the way, but I do use the charts to make sure that I'm not buying into a pump. That's about what I like to look at them for. But this project right here traded sideways, flat, completely stable from April of 2022, May, June, July, August, and then we got a drop. Somebody was mad right here. Somebody was like, "Man, I'm tired of the sideways project." and they sold. I don't know if that's actually true, but man, that's hilarious, man. Sometimes you got to make this fun, man. Sometimes you got to make it fun. I have fun with it. I laugh. But this right here, yeah. So that was some stabilization, and there was trade still going on in here too. Let's see, what was that? Volume was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It was only about 500,000 in volume there. Then it dropped down. Oh, it did hit 1 million at some point in there. Hold up, where we go? Yeah, it hit 1 point. It just basically 1 million flat. But then yeah, it kept going in here. Still going sideways, and then it did that drop. I was like, oh man. So then it was from here, it was at 11 cents. And this is when I started looking at it again, and I scooped like just a little bit of it because I really didn't have much to invest. But I was like, let me just scoop a little bit of it when it was at 11 cents. And then I ended up not holding it just because I was spread too thin. I wanted to do some consolidation in my portfolio. So I had let it ride. But then this bad boy came down to 7 cents and started going sideways again. I was like, oh, I got to get back up in there. I got to get back up in there. So yeah, this bad boy, it's been trading sideways at about 7 cents, and this for me is a buying range right here. So anytime until, what's this up here? Where's we at? Right here. Yeah, anything between this 6 and 12 cents, that's looking like a buy for me, because let's see what it got to. It got all the way up to 82 cents. It got all the way up to 82 cents. Wow, that's crazy. So that's looking at a 10x right there. If it goes back to highs, definitely looking at a 10x. But for me, like looking at this, even right now, with how long it was able to trade sideways, right? This is a lot of, consolidation right here. But even if it goes back to just 25 cents or whatever, that's a nice little double up. So I wouldn't be too mad at that. And it's more than a double up. That's a triple up. So almost a fold, but yeah, that's a triple up. So I wouldn't be mad at that, even if it just got back up to 25 cents. This to me looks like a fantastic buying range, but that's about it on the chart for me. Again, this project is listed. Look, yeah, KuCoin, Coinbase, Uniswap, Pancake, Radium, Banker. Flip over to the markets. So it's on XT as well, Mexi. So there's a few different places where you could pick this up if you're interested. So, man, y'all, without going too deep, let's try to wrap a little summary about this project. See if we can explain it in a simpler way. When you start talking about Web3, storage is still going to be needed. Storage was needed in Web 2. Like you still need storage. The information has to be hosted somewhere. So I think it'd probably be best. Let's try to end this one with a question. What good is your computer without the hard drive? And until next time, don't get shook. Stay focused. I'm out.